Good evening, everybody. Thought I'd show you my game room and some of the changes I made. So welcome, come on in. Hello there. Let me show you the same corner we had the last time. A Blu-ray corner with my Arnold Schwarzenegger from my favorite movie, Terminator 2, and the first one. Over here I have my action figures. They're still there, the same ones. But over here, let me show you that I just started a new hobby, which is my hobby for now. I'm collecting HD DVDs. Someone introduced me to it. I didn't even know this format existed. Now I'm into it. I have about 50 of them. Not only do I have my Blu-ray collection of all my favorite movies, but now I started with HD DVDs. I love this format. Like I said, I barely got introduced to it. I have about more than 40 movies in here. I love them along my regular DVD collection that I have down there. If you move on over here, you notice I have my empty spot for my next Arcade 1-Up system. I just don't know which one I'm gonna get, but I know whatever I'm gonna get is gonna fit here nicely. Moving on, I still have my Marvel Superhero Arcade 1-Up. Everybody likes it. Everybody gets a kick out of playing it. I love it. If you move on over here, I have my same corner for my Laserdisc over here. I have about 600 of them right now. I have some of my empty boxes with the systems, some of the systems being displayed. PS3, Slim, Sega Dreamcast, also my Xbox 360, and another PS3, the regular fat one. Over here, if you move on, I'm just going to show you real quickly. I have some of my vinyls. I have barely started this collection. I have a handful of them. Maybe I have about 10 of them right now, but I'm very, very excited. My daughter just basically gave me this one recently, the Beatles Vinyl. I love it, so I definitely have been listening to it quite often. I'll show you my turntable before we end this video. So moving on over here, let me show you. If you see here, I have a Mario Kart toy collection display. I have some of my favorite things that I have to do with Mario, and also some retro books, Nintendo Zelda book. So now let's move on. More Laserdisc to show you here, all in alphabetical order. But now let's move on over here to my all of my boxes with the system, my minis, my box for my FC10 Panasonic system. You see here, I have PS1 games here with Raiden here taking care of them. I have one of my favorite systems here, Silent Hill. We have over here also. Well, this guy fell off. So if we see here, now let's move on. I have my action figures for my son. These are custom painted action figures. You have also Optimus Prime. You have Megatron from different movies. My son custom painted. He likes collecting them and he loves displaying them in the game room over here. Over here I have more old school action figures from Optimus Prime. I love this guy, Megatron, the old school. Another old school Megatron, Optimus Prime, excuse me, Soundwave. Also another Optimus Prime. I don't know why this guy is still here, Venom, but he's just taking care of the place. If we move on over here, I have PS2 games. I have about 200 of these games. I have my favorite one of all is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. More games over here for PS2. I collect them and I take care of them. Everything is it's in alphabetical order. At least I tried. Over here, more systems over here. I also have it on the PS2. I have it GTA, the series, and then over here we have more PS3 systems and PS3 games over there. If you move on over here, let me keep showing you. I have more empty boxes for some of my ColecoVision systems, mini PS2 box, Slim, Wii games over here. My favorite is this one. Let me keep showing you. I have a few of the Wii systems here. Optimus Prime. I have over here some of my good stuff. I love this little 8 teen truck. More Wii U. This is a small section of my Wii U games. More systems, GameCube. I have a few of them. I love these GameCube systems. Moving on down here, I have PSP system, and I also have my Fantasia Mickey taking care of the place. Down here, I have more PSP systems, games with my plugins. I have 2 of them, and also have an old Polaroid, just to keep it looking good. Now let's go on and let me show you here. I have an import Saturn, also a Woody, Atari 2600. Over here I made a shelf where I could hang all of the controllers that I use the most. I have my arcade sticks here for Sega, also for Super Nintendo, as well as for the NES. I have a couple of PS2 Slims over here, the silver and the black one. Now moving on. Now we're going really old school with the Atari 5200. I have a few of them in boxes with their manuals. Robotron 2084 is my favorite. No, don't forget Centipede. Now let's go even older, 2600 Ataris. I have a few of them. I specifically love this ET. Love that game. I have another Darth Vader figure. This is my son's. He loves this guy so much. That's why he's right next to the Star Wars 2600 game. PC games. I dedicate a shelf for PC games. Some of my mini arcades. I love these ones, especially the artwork on these ones are pretty awesome. Now let's jump now to Super Mario. Another Super Mario shelf, but this one has all the Super Marios that I have that I love. All the different variations, but some DVDs that I love showing, they're pretty awesome. I just got those the other day and they look nice on the shelf. Now let's move on to another shelf. Now let's continue with Nintendo 64. I have about 20 of these Nintendo 64 games. I love them. They're getting to be very expensive, and it's a good collection to have. At least I have about 20 of them, but I love those what I have. Famicom, Super Famicom, and Famicom games. Some DS games over here. I love this one. They're pretty awesome. So just want to show you my collection over here, and then keep going over here. Now I have my Saturn system, my Saturn games. I have a few of them, but I love this Sega CD display. The game, it's in really good condition with my action figures. We have Scorpion and also Raiden. They're about to have a fight. I love the way that I have it set up and the way it looks. If you keep going over here, I have 360 games. I have X1 games. I have a handful of X1 games, and also my same 360 games collection. Thundercrackers, my two Thundercrackers take care of the place. I really want to show you this box. It's a cigar box, and but someone decorated it. It looks very good with anything related to Batman, Heath Ledger, the Joker, Jack Nicholson, Bane. I love the way, and then I could use it to put some of my manuals, which is Punch Out. I have a few of them, Mario Brothers, Zelda, Super Mario 3. So I love keeping that. It becomes very useful. Let's move on to now. Let's go to Xbox. Over here I have Xbox One. I have my handful. I have a really good collection over here. I specifically like this one, the Guy game. It's signed by Metal Jesus. Let's keep going over here. Now let's go to the top shelf. Very top shelf. Let me show you over here. I have my minis handhelds, Jenga Space Invader, my Zelda Wii U box. Keep going down here. I have NES system. I have a handful of NES, very good games. Burger Time, Dragon Power, Ghostbusters, you name it. I have a few of them, and also have this one I just barely got the other day. Game & Watch. Little forklift here. Keep going down to here more, but now I have a Super Nintendo, but I just have this King Kong. It's also from my son. He loves this guy. The movie's about to come out. I can't wait to see it with him. And I have my tin can collections of all the little mints. They're actually mints inside. I love this. Keep going over here. Now we go into Sega Genesis. I have this is where I have most of my collection. I have a handful. I have actually 3 shelves full of them. But I basically just recently got these guys. These remind me of my childhood. Battle Cat, He-Man, and Skeletor they're about to fight right now. They're awesome. Now let's keep going. If we see here, I have more Sega Genesis games, but I have a few of them, and I'd like to show you some of the imports that I have over here. I only have 4 of them, but I love them over here. I have this is a Ferrari Legos my son made for me. Love the way it looks there. Red matches with most of the red Sega Genesis.
I think it's a Corvette.
Is it?
Yeah.
It looks like a Corvette. You're right. It could be a Corvette. Oh, no, actually it's a Ferrari. It's a Ferrari. Never mind. Let's keep going. Over here we have Sega Genesis. More Sega Genesis 3, Game Genie. But the last shelf is reserved for my masters. Recently I have a full shelf. But over here I have my some of my best Sega Master games, which my buddy Joe sold to me. So now I have a good collection. I love it. These are really old school. I love this. Now notice over here I got rid of my old CRT and I replaced it with this 42-inch plasma, which I had, by the way, it's a Samsung. I connected it with my PC Engine over here. I also have my Sega Mega Drive, Sega Genesis Mega Drive. Over here, let me show you my Xbox, Halo Xbox One, which is also connected. Masters, my FZ10 Panasonic system, my Laserdisc player, my VHS and DVD player, and my PS3 Slim. Everything is connected, ready to go. Now on this shelf, you notice on this one, by the way, I added LED lights, and on this one as well, I also added LEDs on the bottom of each shelf. They have LED lights. So you can see. Let's start on the bottom with the Nintendo. It's also connected, but now it's connected to that other TV over here. This is a 42, that's a 55-inch. A Super Nintendo, a Nintendo 64. Over here we have a PS3, fat PS3, and also a PS2. They're all connected to this TV. My collection of all the remote controls that I have to use in order to get this going. Over here we have a GTA that my son likes to play. I love how he just, how we end up playing over here every day. Keep going over here. We have the GameCube. We have a Wii system. We have a Wii U. Now down there, everything is connected to that TV. Like I said, this is a PS1 system. Over here, I have a PS1 Slim. Let's not forget, I have behind these paddles over here, we have the PSP system. I love that. It looks good in the shelf. Over here, we have a mini Super Nintendo, a mini Neo Geo system. I love it. Another mini Nintendo system. Keep going over here. We have a Sega Genesis Mini. Down here we have a TurboGrafx Mini. Over here we have a Saturn USA Saturn. Over here we have a Xbox 360 Slim, the Star Wars edition. Sega Dreamcast. I love it. Over here we have my controllers for my dim lights, and even this little box that resembles a Nintendo. My son made it so I can keep all my little controllers for my LED lights. Let's move on. Over here, my son gave me this for Christmas. This is Mark Hamill's Crazy Joker. I love the way he looks in behind the lighting. I love how he did it. I love that. Now we have a Mario 3D frame my wife gave me for Christmas. Now let's go on and show you more artwork that I have. Pac-Man. And over here, this is a special corner. I like all my VHS movies. Particularly, I love this one, the Freddy Krueger movies. Now over here I have The Godfather. We have all of my old school movies, and also the Black Diamond Edition Disney's for the kids, the sections for the kids. But this one is particularly like it because it's all my Terminator VHS movies. I have a handful of them. I have more old school VHS movies here. I also even have Superman, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Pearl Harbor, RoboCop, Lord of the Rings. Let's move on over here. Let me show you. I just got this at another offer up place. This is a movie I had, but it's a small DVD player. It's not a laptop. It looks like a laptop, but it's actually a DVD player, and it's playing my favorite movie, Predator. It looks awesome. So let's keep showing you here my couch with my two pillows of Mario. Awesome. By the way, here's my son's phone. So now let's move on. Some of the changes we made. This change over here, we made some changes. We had already the system, but I had the turntable here. We have a working turntable, 5-disc CD changer, my Sony receiver, a Yamaha cassette deck player, a VHS player, Pioneer Laserdisc system, which we also plays CDs. Here's, if you guys are wondering, this is a tape rewinder. It resembles like a Mustang, so that we can rewind VHSs. Here is my Toshiba HD player that I recently got the other day, so I can play all of my collections. And another laser display connected everything to that TV. And here, let me just show you my cassette collection, old school cassettes. I have a bunch of them. I have close to 100 of them. anything you can think of, from hard rock to also classic rock, and also like for instance Black Sabbath, Alabama. I also have the Platters, the Three Dogs Night, and Flock of Seagulls, the 80s, the Doors, a bunch of Doors cassettes. So everything is, like I said, connected, and it's very handful and useful over here. DVDs, more VHSs there. So just thought I'd show you around the way it was changed. Everything before was facing to that side of the wall, but now I've switched it so that I could now have better visibility. So I hope you guys like the new way it looks, and I hope you guys like the way it looks. I'll be making another video later on so I can show some of the more changes I made. I plan to fill up every single space or empty wall that you see there, but you know, so the good thing is my wife supports me, my son as well, my family supports me with this hobby. So thank God for everything. So stay safe out there, wear your mask, and be safe.